Thank you for staying with us so far. Welcome back. It's still the on-air colloquium on the anniversary, 9 years anniversary of Rave 91.7 FM and 2 years of Western Spring Television broadcasting to the whole world. And we've been speaking with our panelists, Mogaji Adejumo, Dr. Paul Alaje, and Professor Tunji Ogunyemi. Thank you for staying with us. We'll open up the phone lines right about now, 0806 867 6165 or 0805 817 4262 are the studio lines to call. Please, when you call, do move away from your radio set or your TV so that we can get to hear you clearly.
And we are live on Facebook at Rave 91.7 FM and also on Western Spring Television. Also, we're being live on our YouTube channel, Western Spring TV. Would like you to drop your comments there. We'll definitely read it from here. Want to know what you feel, what you think about the discussion so far. Remember that the topic is between reforms, political courage, and a social impact, with a laser focus on the reforms embarked upon by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right, we have the first caller now. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and location, please.
Ogunyemi is calling from Ohiolei. My question in particular is the Prof. I just want to confirm, I want to confirm whether we will ever have a credible election in this country. How do that do?
Okay. I think what he said was he wanted to know if we've ever had a credible election.
If we've ever had, or if we will ever have.
You think he directed it to Prof? Yeah. Oh, really? If we ever. The question was if
we've ever had.
I think, of course we have.
We'll take that, your reaction to that question, but we have another caller on the line. Yes. Hello, good afternoon to you. Okay, we understand that that call dropped. Remember that you can call 0826 867 76165. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Your name and location, please.
My name is Oluwatosin from Otaifun.
All right, Tosin, you have the floor.
Yeah, congratulations to Rave FM.
Thank you.
I greet all your analysts in the studios.
Thank you.
Yeah, please, I'd like to confirm. I just read some couple of minutes that the Port Harcourt refinery has commenced operation. So I'd like to ask Professor, is it enough to bring the kind of competition that we desire that will affect, the price of the PMS? Is it enough, just a single refinery, if truly is working now? And also, do we need $1 trillion to probably bring back agriculture, as something like a backbone to resurrect our dead economy? That is my question. Thank you.
$1 trillion.
Okay. I'd like, I mean, it directed the question to Prof.
Yes, exactly. And I will answer him. The first is that, have we ever had credible elections in this country? Of course we have had. In the year 1993, Nigeria conducted an indisputable election that was adjudged to be the freest, the fairest in our history.
And that's 1993, because I
that
know
was
some
the
people
one that
might
brought
be wondering.
MK Abula.
Yeah.
He was elected president. Of course, the archives have shown, and the federal government has acknowledged that by saying he won the election. So it's no longer that we're imputing him to him, it happened. And then, of course, in 2011, the election that brought in President Goodluck Jonathan, was it disputed? Even if it was disputed, it would have been disputed to no avail because it was a credible election. He was elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, full stop. These elections were credible. Now, others have been disputed. You have elections that brought in President Yar'Adua. In this dispensation, democratic system, the worst. The worst. He himself acknowledged it. It's in our archives. So it is not as if we cannot do good elections. The problem is that when we become extremely divided in the country, between North and South, between Muslim and Christian, between the haves and the have-not, and we seem not to have a unifying force saying, enough, this is the direction. That is when elections become highly, extremely disputed. Okay. But you don't dispute facts. If INEC says this is what has happened and this is the result, that's the result. If you say you dispute and you go against it, go to court. When you get to the court and the court says, no, this is the position, it should end there. It should end. Reason is that is the final word. Okay. Especially if that word is pronounced by the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic.
All right, we'll go to the next question. I don't know if we have a call. We should pick that call. If not, we'll go to the next question raised by Tosin, asking
before we go to the next question, even the judiciary have had to query themselves. 2 judges have been dismissed. A few judges are still under interrogation. Even the Supreme Court had to even reverse itself. Why are we pronouncing finality on a body that is the least credible, that has been accused of being the most corrupt agency? Why would we want to simply say, take it, that a wrong has been done and it should end there? When would we ever be able to say to this system that includes a very corrupt judiciary that it is enough? If the point that some people are trying to push is that we should just take anything that comes to us without interrogation.
All right,
I don't think that is the right thing to do.
Okay.
For every election that has gone through all manners of wrongdoing, we should interrogate it, and we should not even be cowed into accepting an election that is flawed.
All right.
It is not about somebody declaring that, oh, Yar'Adua's election was most flawed. If we look at the last election in Ondo, or we look at the last election in Edo, and we know that it is flawed, we should call it that. We shouldn't say a finality to it and say INEC has picked. Which INEC? The INEC that everybody sees, that everybody sees. Social media is replete with what goes on in INEC offices.
All right, Mogaji, we have to pick calls now. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and location.
That everybody, the social media is...
Please, you need to turn down the volume on your radio set so we can have
I've done that perfectly. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Dapo Yegbad. I'm calling from Oshogo.
Thank you.
Please, I have this question for the panelists. Please, who should run our refinery for efficiency and effectiveness? Is it the private sector or the government? Who should run our refineries? Is it the private sectors or the government?
I'll throw that question to Dr. Paul Alaje, and also, add the question by Tosin, asking if the Port Harcourt refinery is enough for us as a country, and also if we need $1 trillion to bring back the economy, agriculture in the economy. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, you need to know the meaning of $1 trillion. $1 trillion multiplied by 1,650, it will become unimaginable.
Yeah.
You don't need 1,000 teeth to crack a bone. If you're 40 or 34, I beg your pardon, are strong enough, it will break the bone. So you don't need $1 trillion. That will not be correct. 2, Port Harcourt refineries we need to know what is the capacity of the refinery. It is not the name of refinery. It's what we know is that it's not as large as Dangote refinery. The entire 4 refineries, even though Kaduna, I've been there myself, and it appears to be moribund. If you put them together, they are still not up to Dangote refinery. 445,000 barrels. So if you say that Port Harcourt refinery is back, which of course we should say is good, after years of promises, we expect it to be back in 2014, 2016, 2018, 2019, 4 different promises. And the minister that promised us that, don't worry, subsidy is gone in 2020, and refinery will come to mainstream in 2020, eventually left around 2021, 2022 to go and run for election in Bayelsa, but that refinery never. So now that we hear that refinery is up, how many barrels of diesel are we producing a day? How many barrels of petrol, PMS, are we of Jet A1? How many? So those are the things we see.
Of DPK,
yes, so we now know from our consumption, this is what we go down.
Yeah.
Now, this is part of supply. Our source of supply, number 1, is importation. And the most important thing to this economy that we have spoken less of is exchange rate, because we are importing. So if we continue to float, I can tell you that the future will not be better. If we continue to float, We continue this exchange rate, whatever, wherever Naira find itself, let Naira find its level. All my friends that are economy that said that, they've all came one way or the other to say we are sorry. We did. But I said, you not tell me on a phone call. You have to go to the public. You go on TV, and those that you convince are misled to change their policy because it's wrong. So, do I think Port Refinery will be sufficient for us as a nation? The answer is no. Thirdly, you spoke about, the question was about whether private sector should run a refinery or not.
Yeah.
I was invited by a committee of the Senate particularly, on oil and gas. At a time, this was many years back, I was much younger, and I was advised to look at the expenditure on turning around our refineries. And my advice then, which I still stand on, is instead of us saying that as a nation, we must own this refinery, it is wrong. Let's maintain some shares in the refinery. We will not sell it outrightly. Maintain some shares, allow private sector to put their money in it. Whether the private sector are from Nigeria or are not from Nigeria. And this model, I did not see it in a dream. I saw what Saudi Aramco did. So part of the shares, suddenly the company was one of the reasons why Saudi's wealth became so high around the world. Because that's what they have. So instead of us saying that civil servants should run it, I don't think they have the competence. I don't think so. To run it. But we have private sector, but owned by government. I don't know if you get my point. So government owns significant shares. Allow private sector to run it. You see the way some of the banks are how we are running them. Telecom companies, how we are running them. But if you leave the control to the hand of private sector, because oil is an essential commodity. Everybody have told me when subsidy is gone, the price will come down. I said, no, the price will not come down. Because at 5,000 naira per liter, you still need to use it. And if you don't have sufficient supply, the price will keep going up. What does that mean? You must allow government to have some level of control because of intervention for the people. Because private sector will neglect the people, they will pursue profits. But for the sake of welfare of the people, government must have influence. To say you cannot. But unfortunately, even now, government is even the one backing flotation. And government is wondering that we expect that the price should start coming down now. When you don't understand the meaning of policy you made. So to my mind, private sector should run it. Government should own significant share. Why? Because even if private sector has gone beyond what should give profits, then the remaining share could be owned by private sector. So not 100% to government, but the running, daily running, then should be by.
I mean, because of the reason of Dr.
We have another call.
Statistics. So.
Would like to pick that call. Okay, go ahead, please, Prof.
Okay. It's about how much does Port Harcourt Refinery has capacity to produce and actually produce it. Now, there are two refineries in Port Harcourt. The older one, 1965, that is his age, was commissioned 1965. Capacity, 50,000. And the newer one, 1989, that was when it was commissioned, 150,000. Combined capacity, 200,000. However, it is the old one, the older one.
Not the new one.
Not the new one.
That's the 50,000.
50,000.
We have another call. Good afternoon. All right, the phone lines are still open, 0886-867-6165 or 0805-817-4262. Remember, you can drop a comment on our Facebook page at Rave 91.7 FM and on Western Spring Television. Also on our YouTube page at Western Spring TV. Daniel.
Okay. Right now, quickly, before we pick some other calls. Okay, we have a caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, thank you very much. Happy anniversary to you over there in Rave.
Thank you.
We are very happy for your anniversary there. And we appreciate all the analysts. One word that I like to...
Your name and location.
Is very important. We like it so much. Now this tax
We'd like to know your name and location, please.
Okay, this is Prince Ayodebanwe from Ilawo.
All right.
Okay, on this tax reform, I appreciate what the analyst said over there in the studio. And what I want to say is that it is better for us to go to what happens in the First Republic, where every region retain what they have and send something to the center. And that will help us in the country to move forward in terms of production and productivity. So thank you.
All right, thank you for that.
Can I say something about ownership of the refineries?
Yes,
please do.
by all means.
Great. I will not even submit to the government having any role to play in any of these refineries.
It should be completely privatized.
I'll tell you why. And I want to throw a question to Prof and to my brother Doc here. Is the Kaduna refinery, was it ever set up made to refine PMS?
Yes, sir. It was set up in 1979.
To refine PMS.
PMS and petrochemicals.
Has it ever refined PMS in that kind of quantity that could be said that has served Nigeria?
There has never been a time that it produced up to capacity. There has never been.
Now, that is it. Kaduna refinery was never built to capacity. Yes. It was mostly producing black oil.
Yes, I agree.
It was only producing LPFO, and that's all. And it was serving the textile industries and the rest of them. So when Obasanjo sold the 2 refineries to Aliko Dangote and to Otedola, he did Nigeria a whole world of good. Now, when Yar'Adua came and reversed it, he was truthful enough to say the reason why I did was because there was so much pressure from the North.
Correct.
And that the North was saying that, look, we have too many of our people and stake in these refineries. We have, well, quite a number of those who are working there. Their livelihood will be terminated because once these private people come, they are going to sack them. Yes. And that the North is saying, look, our primary business is trucking, is haulage. And that if these 2 companies or refineries are taken away from federal government and they're going to, then our people may not be so assured of having their trucks to look. All manners of sentimental reasons, mainly from the North, was what made Yar'Adua to cancel that. Just imagine, Obasanjo left in 2007.
Yes.
And that was part of the last things that he did. Now, if Otedola and Dangote had bought it, then with the way the private sector works, especially those 2 men, they would have made these refineries to work. We would have had to wait for that too long to start having those things to be produced. There was a day before the election, I asked you a question. I said, what do the Yoruba want? Is it presidency or a restructured Nigeria? I'm asking that same question again. And Prof has been talking about restructuring, and I'm marveling. The idea is, if we want to restructure Nigeria, then we must first restructure our minds. How can we say that the Nigeria that we know, where 200 billion is being wasted on those refineries, is the Nigeria that we should, in any form, want to retain anything in those refineries? They are moribund. They have been given to many companies that didn't even know the original design to work on, and they have messed up the whole thing. In fact, it is what the Yoruba will call apa alapa. SLSA. Whoever is coming there is going to face a lot of trouble. We've been spending so much money. The person who mentioned 1 trillion is actually referring to what they said have been spent on those refineries from a number of years, totaling about $1 trillion. It may be less, but the fact is, so much money has been spent on these refineries and nothing has worked.
Yes.
So why would we still want to say that we want to retain anything? We just have to abandon this idea of spending so much money. And in terms of cutting wastages, the number 1 area we should look at are those refineries that people will still have to apply. Somehow they will employ them. They will work there. They will retire there. They will collect their pension there. In fact, some of them are sent abroad to go and study.
Yeah, we have to
without production.
And still come back on a refinery that is not working.
Mogaji Adejumo, thank you so much. In 30 seconds, I would like to ask you all that what is your message for Rave 91.7 FM at 9 and WSTV at 2?
Let Rave continue to inspire.
Thank you.
That's my word.
Dr. Alaje.
For me, it's you are already doing your best, but you need to beat yourself. Look at the record you've set. In the last 9 years, how did you become the most noticeable radio station? And now, a TV station that is making so much influence. What can you do to beat all the record you've set in 9 years, perhaps when you're doing your 10th anniversary and when you're doing your 3rd anniversary? At that time, it will not just be service to yourself or your organization, but humanity and lifting, making humanity become better. I wish you once again happy celebration and happy anniversary.
Alaje Mogaji Adejumo.
What can I say? The very first time I was called to an interview, to tell you the truth, I had no idea of even the existence. But I came and I met a certain level of knowledge, of professionalism.
Professionalism, yes.
Professionalism, because I've gone through many interviews, I've been to many radio stations, television stations, all. But then I met a certain appeal that tickled me, and even the fact that it is in Osogbo, in that area of the southwest, which many may not know. People may call it Ibadan the epicenter, but the very center,
the cultural center,
not just cultural, I'm talking about the physical center of Yoruba land, is actually situated between Osogbo and Elisha.
That's it.
I'm telling you the truth today. If you say you want to look at the whole Yoruba land, as it were, and you want to peg and say, where is the center? It's right here, between here and Elisha. And something good is sitting pretty. And my mind is just telling me, for some of us who have been agitating for a regional kind of arrangement, this will be the very first choice of our coming to come and celebrate something so good. Because here, and I'm here physically today, I've been all of, well, whatever you want to do, Zoom or telephone, but I'm here. And ever since I've been here yesterday, I cannot understand why and how Reverend Kanobingbo will live to be 100 years.
All right. Thank you so much for.
So I can only say you guys have done so well,
words.
and I wish you all the very best.
You.
And just keep it up.
Thank you.
And keep the flag flying, and we'll always be there to support you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for your words of wisdom, for your words of inspiration this afternoon. We appreciate you all. I mean, we calling you and accepting our invitation to be here is a whole lot for us, and we appreciate each and every one of you for what you do for us, for what you do for the nation. Thank you so much. And that's it. This afternoon, the on-air colloquium comes to a close. We have these conversations because we want a better nation for ourselves. We might travel far and wide, go to Europe, go to America, but Nigeria will always be ours. And we definitely must have these conversations and these talks so that we can have a better and productive nation. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, thanking you, our esteemed audience, for being with us from 12 noon till to this very time.
Many thanks once again. My name is Daniel Odeyemi. Have a blessed day.